On health today, our focus, expiry dates of medications. I would not only talk about medications, I'll also ask about beverages because I remember no, I don't want to indict. I was told that, see, expiry date, give it 3 months extra. If the thing is expiring in April, that means that the re-expiring date is sometime in July and all of that. But hey, come on. Expiry dates merely just a suggestion. Kenneth Etokakman is a pharmacist with excellence, par excellence, with over 7 years experience from clinical practice and all of that. He's here to talk to us about expiry dates. Yeah. Who sets expiry dates, first of all? The manufacturers?
The manufacturers set expiry dates, and expiry dates are just not merely suggestions. So before you are able to come up with an expiry date, that's the manufacturers, there are a lot of clinical studies, clinical research that is done,
and tests.
Right, and tests that is done to be able to ascertain when the medicine or when the particle is going to be stable or out, or something called sterility, right? That doesn't contain bacteria, right? So those expiry dates are so important, right? And if you go beyond the expiry dates, it could be at risk to your health.
So what is this talk now? There are times when, I think that was what I heard that one about the expiry dates being for the containment, the container and not the product inside. But then there was talk, someone told me that, look, expiry date, look, they just use it to make you safe that, look, it can stay for some months or some months or some weeks after that particular date. How important is it that we adhere to expiry dates?
It's actually super important, right? Because like I said, there are lots of clinical research that is done to be able to ascertain when these medicines are going to be stable and actually efficacious or potent. So if you go beyond the expiry dates, you are not guaranteed the potency, the safety, and the efficacy of the medicine. So that is why it's so important to stick to the expiry date of medication.
Now, one other thing that I know that could affect is also how you store that medicine.
Very important.
Because, yes, the where you store it could also make the efficacy or the efficiency even reduce.
Yes, it could reduce.
How important is storage when it comes to...
It's super important. So it's one of the major factors in which you get the best out of your medicines, because storage and so, for example, there are different types of storage instructions. So you could say a manufacturer could tell you, store in a cool, dry place.
That's one we see the most.
Yes.
I see it on mostly sachets.
Yes,
and all
it's
that.
very
Store
important because any humid environment or medicines that are directly exposed to sunlight could be very hazardous to the medicine. It could cause the ingredients or the components to be very, very unstable, and it could cause a very health hazard to the health.
Is your refrigerator a cool, dry place?
For some medicines, yes. So not all medicines are supposed to be stored, because I think the temperature of refrigerator is about 4 degrees, about that, right? So, but some medicines are not stable at that temperature, right? So you need to store at room temperature, about maybe 26 degrees to about not more than 26 degrees Celsius. But you know, we're in a humid temperature, environment where temperatures could range from over 30 degrees Celsius. That's why it's important that you store away from sunlight, right? That also helps to preserve the potency and efficacy of the medicines.
Now let's talk about this. What could happen? What are the worst case scenarios if you take an expired drug?
So the major worst case scenario is that you are not guaranteed the efficacy of the medicine. Okay. Right.
So it might not it will not have any side effects. It will just not work. So that's what you're saying.
It will not work, and it depends on the medication also. So some medications, if you go beyond the expiry date, it could be hazardous to the health. So for example, injections, which are very unstable, right? If you go beyond the expiry date, it could, because that one goes directly into the systemic circulation of the body. So if you inject an expired injection, it could cause a harmful effect to the body.
That one is on the doctors, because we don't ask to see.
No,
should we ask?
Can we
ask?
Yeah, it's your right, actually.
Because I think that if I see my doctor and I ask, the doctor might say, "Are you trying to say I'm incompetent?"
No, it's actually your right. It's one of the patients.
I could ask.
Yes, you could ask.
I could ask,
and they will show you.
And they will show me.
They will show you.
So, doc, can this degrade if you take a medicine, something that's inspired? Can you have a terminal issue? Can it degenerate into something that serious? Because at times
it's possible.
People need
we
to
cannot
know.
rule it out. Yeah, it's possible. But the major thing is that the major things manufacturers will tell you is that we cannot guarantee the efficacy, the stability, and the potency of the medicine past its expiry date.
Now let's come to maybe beverage and all of that.
Yeah.
Does all of this apply?
It applies.
Beverages
It applies
and all
because
these other
it's
ones?
food, right? It's food, and you're taking it into the human system. And it's the same type of research and clinical studies that is done for beverages and everything. So that is why they are able to ascertain the dates and everything, that beverage is stable and potent and also safe to be consumed by the human, right? So it's also important to adhere strictly to.
And then maybe this might lead us into maybe the discourse about fake drugs and all of that. Is there any way for one to verify these kind of things electronically? Because this is the reason why I'm asking. There are some packages that you see that. Look, checking for the expiry date, you turn to Indiana Jones. Like, you have to search, you have to go around. And at times when you see it, it's not clearly visible. Right. Why is that so? Shouldn't dates be clearly visible? Shouldn't they be in large print? Because there are some of them that are so hidden, and then the print is very small. Yeah, you're struggling to even see them. So are they intentional about not wanting you to know the expiry date?
No. So it's actually one of the regulations, right, that the regulatory agencies like NAFDAC always tell manufacturers to make sure the expiry date of the medicines or whatever, it's clearly written on the pack, right? Because this is so important, because you're also protecting the health of the consumer by putting it clearly so that the patient can make an informed decision on taking the particular medicine.
So they have to make it clear, but it is not the case. It is not. It is not.
More often than not.
More often than not, yes, exactly. Let's put it that way. That more often than not, that is not the case. You have to struggle.
And sometimes it could also be in the package inserts, right? So if you open the medicine and you know there's a leaflet, it could also be there. So you can also check there for the expiry dates of medicines, right? It could be there.
Thank you, Doctor. And this was quite well, for you out there enlightening. Hope you get to listen, ensure that you know. So are you saying the last time you should take it, maybe could you give a window, like just before maybe a week to when it
so for example, let me make a very practical example. So if a medicine is expiring July 30th, July 2022. So the last day for you to use it is July 31st.
Okay.
Right, after that,
just drop it. Wow. Yes, I saw some very beautiful medicines there that my production team put together. Those medicines make you almost want to be sick because they were very fine and all of that. But hey, thank you so much, Doctor. That was a great one. Okay. All right, let's head over to the kitchen. Of course, ensure that you have 5 minutes. Don't pass your expiry time. If not, you'll be unuseful.